Minnesota Vikings have a lot of needs in the NFL draft, but could they really take another Georgia safety? The Minnesota Vikings are in a really interesting spot when it comes to the NFL draft. They have a lot of needs, and they have a lot of cap space to take care of them in free agency. And that's what free agency is for. Free agency is for filling holes on your roster, and the NFL draft is for acquiring talent. Now, yeah, you would love for the talent to be able to continue to fill holes, but you need to just get good football players in the building. And that's where this thing kind of comes into play. The Minnesota Vikings selected Lewis Cine with Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's first ever draft pick in 2022. And they could go to that well once again. And his name is Malachi Starks, the safety from Georgia. But this is a different kind of selection. This one is different. Why is it different? Malachi Starks is a freak. And I mean that in a positive way. An absolute freak of nature, can play all the positions in the secondary, including some teams who may want him at outside corner. Lewis Cine was drafted because they were about to run the Vic Fangio style defense where it's a point and shoot. You go and you trigger downhill and you attack. And you know what? Cine was great at that in college. He was great at recognizing, carrying deep routes. But then he just did not have that at the NFL level. And it was a little bit unexplainable. Some of it was the injury. Some of it was he just did not translate. And there's a lot of Minnesota Vikings fans that don't want another Georgia safety because there's like, oh, Lewis Cine, you can't do that again. Malachi Starks is a different player. He can play in the slot. He can play in the box. He can play over the top. He's got tremendous ball skills. He can even play outside corner. This is a guy that has the peak versatility that Brian Flores loves. It's why they drafted Javon Holland when he was with the Miami Dolphins in 2021. That versatility is huge for being able to allow Flores to do all the things that he likes to do. And Malachi Starks is probably a top 10 player in this draft class. He might fall because he plays safety. Minkah Fitzpatrick probably should have gone top 5, but his best fit, nickel or safety. And he fell to 11th overall. This is a damn good football player. And the Vikings should really take him because he could fortify that back end and he could give Brian Flores that level of flexibility that he has with Josh Metellus, just in a much more athletic package. And let me tell you, you give Brian Flores talent like that, he can do some crazy things. So, Lewis Cine aside, it's okay to take a Georgia safety. I'm Tyler Forness with A to Z Sports. Skol Vikings.